All right, so today let's talk about Honey.
Okay.
You know that browser extension that promises to save you tons of money with these coupon codes?
Yeah.
I bet you've at least heard of it, right?
Right.
Maybe you've even used it.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it around.
It sounds almost too good to be true, right?
It does.
Like saving money, who doesn't want to do that?
Exactly.
So today we're going to dive deep into whether it is in fact too good to be true.
Okay.
We're going to be going through some claims that Honey might not be the money-saving hero that it pretends to be.
Interesting.
Some are even calling it a scam.
Wow, okay.
We're going to be looking at a YouTube series called Pasted Text by CoffeeZilla.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
He spent years investigating this.
Years. Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack.
Okay, well, I'm ready.
Let's start with the basics. What does Honey actually do?
So on the surface, it's very simple.
Right.
You're online shopping, you're about to check out, and then boom, Honey pops up.
Right.
It automatically tries a bunch of different coupon codes to see if any of them work.
And that's the genius of it, right?
Yeah.
Who has time to be like digging through websites and emails for these coupon codes?
Nobody has time for that.
But to understand how this alleged scam works, we need to talk about affiliate marketing.
Okay.
Specifically, something called last click attribution.
Last click attribution.
Yeah.
So think about it like this. Imagine you're handing out flyers for a store,
Okay.
okay? And you're one of several people doing this. Whoever hands the shopper the last flyer right before they walk into the store gets credit for bringing them in.
Oh, like they get a commission or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's last click attribution, the last link a user clicks before they buy something online. That's the one that gets the commission.
So how does this play into Honey being a scam?
So CoffeeZilla discovered that Honey might be manipulating this last click attribution to their advantage.
Okay. How so?
So let's look at Linus Tech Tips.
Oh, yeah. I love Linus Tech Tips.
They're a big tech YouTube channel, and they used to promote Honey for years.
Oh, really?
But here's where things get interesting.
Okay. I'm listening.
So CoffeeZilla found that when a user clicked an affiliate link from a Linus Tech Tips video, say for like a new graphics card, Honey would essentially hijack the referral.
Hijack. How do they do that?
So you click on Linus's link, right? You're on the retailer's website, you're ready to buy, and Honey pops up offering to find coupons.
Right.
But what you don't see is that Honey also opens up a hidden tab in the background,
Sneaky.
and this tab simulates a click on their affiliate link.
So they're basically like that person sneaking in at the last second and handing you a flyer
Exactly.
before you walk into the store.
By doing this, they replace that original affiliate cookie, which was Linus's in this case, with their own.
So even though you clicked Linus's link first, Honey gets the commission.
That's right.
That's crazy. Okay, so they're taking money away from creators.
Potentially, yeah.
But is that the only way they're scamming people?
Not even close. Let's talk about Honeybold,
Honey Gold.
which is now called PayPal Rewards. It's a system where you can earn points, basically cash back, by letting Honey take the full commission on your purchases.
Okay.
Sounds good in theory,
It does.
but CoffeeZilla wanted to test it out.
How did he do that?
He bought a NordVPN subscription,
Okay.
and he did this twice, once with Honeygold activated and once without.
Smart.
So NordVPN gives a 40% commission to affiliates. When he bought it without Honeygold, he got that $35 commission.
As you would expect.
Right, because he was the one referring himself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What happened when he used Honeygold?
What happened?
Honey pocketed the entire $35 commission, and he got 89 cents worth of Honeygold points.
89 cents.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So it seems like they're dangling this tiny reward to make you think you're getting a cut, when really they're taking the whole pie.
That's so messed up.
But wait, there's more.
Seriously, what else is there?
There's a third way that they're pulling this off.
Okay, tell me what is it?
It's called the nothing to offer click.
The nothing to offer click. Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes Honey will pop up even when it doesn't have any coupons or rewards for that particular store.
So what are they doing there? Just making a cameo?
It seems that way. And here's the kicker. Even if you just click the Got It button to dismiss Honey, they can still get the commission.
Seriously, just for clicking the button?
Because remember, last click attribution.
Right.
That seemingly harmless click is enough for Honey to claim that they were the last interaction before you bought something.
So they didn't find you a discount, they didn't give you any rewards, but bam, they get a commission just for showing up.
Yeah, it's starting to feel less like a friendly coupon helper and more like a commission grabbing machine.
Right. But Honey is always bragging about finding the best deals.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that work if they're playing these games with affiliate links? Do they actually have control over what coupons they show us?
So that's a great question, and it leads us to one of the most interesting parts of CoffeeZilla's investigation.
Okay, let's hear it.
It turns out Honey might not be as good at finding deals as they claim. They actually give partner stores a lot of control over which coupons are shared on their platform.
Really? So they're not scouring the internet for every possible coupon code?
It doesn't seem like it. CoffeeZilla actually found this podcast that Honey produced to try to attract new businesses.
Okay.
And in this podcast, an employee from Princess Polly, this Australian clothing store, basically admitted that Honey lets them control which coupons users see.
Oh, this is good. What did she say?
She said that businesses can control the discount code percentage with Honey.
Oh, so they can stop people from finding those big discounts.
Exactly. She even bragged about how Honey lets them, quote, control like the customer journey, convert and control like the discount code percentage as well.
Wow. That's basically admitting that they help businesses avoid giving big discounts.
It definitely seems like they're playing both sides, promising users savings, but then telling businesses they'll help them avoid losing money on those deals.
So it's all just an illusion of savings?
Seems that way.
And this isn't some small operation. We're talking massive scale, right?
Huge. CoffeeZilla's data showed that Honey has sponsored almost 5,000 videos across 1,000 different YouTube channels.
Wow.
That's 7.8 billion views.
7.8 billion.
Yeah.
No wonder everyone's heard of Honey. They're everywhere.
Exactly. And remember Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah.
It turns out they eventually figured out what was going on with Honey.
Oh, really? What happened?
Someone on their forum asked why they weren't sponsoring Honey anymore, and a Linus Tech Tips employee explained that they ended the partnership because they realized that Honey was overriding their affiliate links even when it didn't find a better deal for the customer.
So even a tech-savvy team like Linus Tech Tips didn't notice for years.
Yeah, crazy, right?
But did they make a big deal out of
They
it?
didn't make a public statement. They just quietly dropped Honey as a sponsor.
Okay, but surely someone has tried to hold Honey accountable. What about the Better Business Bureau?
They did look into Honey's advertising claims.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Honey just stopped using the specific language that the Better Business Bureau was concerned about, and the case was dropped.
Oh, so they just kind of tweaked their wording and got away with it.
Very much.
But hold on a second. You mentioned earlier that sometimes Honey does find good deals
Right.
and doesn't always override these affiliate links.
Yeah.
Why would they be good sometimes?
That's the thing that really puzzled CoffeeZilla, like why this inconsistent behavior? Why be so manipulative in some cases, but then be totally legitimate in others?
Right.
It hinted that maybe there's something bigger going on behind the scenes.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Yeah, and that's where things got really interesting.
Okay, so we're going to have to pause here for now, but don't worry, we'll be back soon to dive into the next layer of this honey-coated mystery.
It's going to get good.
All right, see you next time. Okay, so last time we were really getting into this whole Honey situation,
Yeah.
Uncovering some of the shady practices with their coupons and the affiliate links.
Right.
And we kind of left off on a cliffhanger.
We did.
It seemed like Honey wasn't always, playing dirty.
Yeah.
Sometimes it found amazing deals and didn't touch the affiliate links.
Yeah, that's a good question.
What's the deal with that?
Like, if you're running a scam, why would you bother being good sometimes?
Right.
So CoffeeZilla decided to dig a little deeper and talk to some online business owners who actually partnered with Honey.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And what they told him painted a very different picture.
Okay. I'm all ears. What did these business owners have to say about working with Honey?
So CoffeeZilla talked to several online store owners, and they all had pretty wild stories.
Oh, I love a good story. Tell me more.
So one owner described how Honey would promote coupon codes that didn't even exist on their website.
What?
Yeah, so customers would try to use these phantom codes at checkout and just get error messages.
Wow, that's so frustrating.
It led to a lot of angry customers and headaches for the business.
It's bad for the customer and the business.
Yeah, exactly. Another owner shared a story about Honey offering these huge discounts that were way more than they ever agreed to.
Like, how much are we talking?
Like 50, 60% off.
Wow.
Deals so good that they were actually losing money on every sale.
Wait, Honey was giving away discounts that were too good.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right?
Why would they do that? They're losing money.
That's the million-dollar question. And this is where CoffeeZilla's theory gets interesting.
Okay.
He thinks Honey might be engaging in something called loss leading.
Loss leading, what is that?
It's a strategy where a company will intentionally sell something at a loss to attract customers.
Okay.
The idea is that those super low prices will get people in the door, even if it means taking a financial hit in the short term.
So they're willing to lose money on some deals just to get people hooked on using Honey.
That's the idea. But how do they make money in the long run if they're constantly giving away these crazy discounts?
Right. It seems like they'd be going
Do
broke.
you remember all that stuff we talked about earlier, those inflated commissions Honey might be getting?
Oh, right. From overriding those affiliate links.
Exactly, and through Honey Gold.
Okay.
CoffeeZilla believes that those commissions could be how they're offsetting the losses from those deep discounts.
Ah, so they're using their ill-gotten gains to fund their loss-leading strategy.
Pretty much, but what's the end game? What are they trying to achieve with all this?
Yeah, what is the point?
Well, this is where things get really interesting. CoffeeZilla believes that Honey is playing the long game.
Okay.
He thinks they're trying to establish themselves as the dominant player in the coupon world, even if it means playing dirty and operating at a loss for a while.
So it's like a long-term investment. They're sacrificing some pawns to eventually become the king.
That's a good way to put it. They're betting that if they can attract a huge user base with these incredible deals, they'll eventually be in a position to dictate terms to businesses and control the whole coupon ecosystem.
That's a bold strategy.
It is, but it's also incredibly risky. What if those deep discounts don't lead to enough new users?
Right. What if they just keep losing money and it doesn't pan out?
Yeah. Exactly. Those are all valid concerns.
So are we just supposed to wait and see what happens?
I mean, only time will tell if Honey's gamble will pay off.
Oh,
But there's another piece of this puzzle we haven't talked about yet, data collection.
data collection, right? Every app and website is collecting our information these days.
It's true. And the thing is, it's not entirely clear what Honey's doing with all of that data.
So we're just handing over our browsing history and purchase data and who knows what else.
Pretty much their privacy policy is pretty vague, and it's hard to know exactly what they're collecting and how they're using it.
Okay, that makes me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it raises a lot of questions about transparency and control. Do we really understand the trade-offs we're making when we use these so-called free services?
It makes you wonder, are those sweet, sweet savings worth the potential cost of our privacy?
That's a question each user has to answer for themselves, but there's another twist to this data collection story.
A plot twist. Tell me more.
So remember how those business owners were saying that Honey was offering those discounts that were way too generous?
Yeah, the ones that were causing them to lose money.
Yeah, well, CoffeeZilla did some more digging, and he discovered something pretty interesting.
What did he find?
He found a patent that was filed by Honey's parent company, PayPal, back in 2018.
Okay.
And this patent describes a system that uses machine learning to analyze user data and predict how much they're willing to pay for things.
Hold on, they're using our data to figure out how much we'll spend.
That's what the patent suggests.
So they're creating some kind of like personalized price tag for each of us.
Yeah, it's like a personalized discount threshold.
Okay.
It figures out the maximum discount that you're likely to accept before you decide not to buy something.
So they're not just randomly throwing out big discounts. They're using our data to target us with offers that are designed to get us to spend as much as possible.
That's what it looks like.
So they're figuring out the highest price we're willing to pay and then offering us a discount that still makes them the most money.
It's like personalized price gouging disguised as savings.
Wow, my mind is blown.
It's a pretty disturbing thought, right? And it raises some serious questions about how our data is being used. Are we really in control of our online shopping experience, or are we being manipulated by these algorithms that are just designed to make money?
It's like Big Brother is watching our shopping carts.
It's a valid concern, and it really underscores the importance of critical thinking and digital literacy in today's world. We need to be aware of the tactics that these companies are using, and we need to understand how our data is being collected and used.
Right. It's easy to get excited about a good deal, but as we've seen with Honey, things are not always what they seem.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from cookie poaching to loss-leading phantom coupons to data manipulation.
It's a lot.
It's a complex web of allegations and potential wrongdoing, and it's clear that there's still much more to uncover.
This has been a real eye-opener. I'm going to think twice about those amazing deals I see online from now on.
And that's a good thing. A healthy dose of skepticism is never a bad thing when something seems too good to be true. It probably is.
All right, well, we've reached the end of part 2 of our exploration into the honey hole. Be sure to join us for the final part of this episode, where we'll wrap up this saga. Until then, stay curious and keep questioning everything.
We'll see you next time.
All right, so welcome back to our Honey Deep Dive.
Yeah.
It's time to wrap up our investigation into this browser extension that promised us, sweet, sweet savings.
Right.
But as we've seen, it might be serving up something a bit more sour.
A little bit.
Over the last 2 parts, we've uncovered a whole hive of potentially shady behavior.
We have.
We've talked about them hijacking those affiliate links, manipulating coupon codes, and even potentially using our data
Right.
to personalize pricing and really maximize their profits.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It really shows how important it is to think critically about these so-called free services.
I think so.
Like there's often a hidden cost,
Yeah.
whether it's our data, our privacy, or like we've seen with Honey, maybe even paying inflated prices.
Right. It's like those prices are disguised as savings.
It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of a good deal
Yeah,
and just click that install button without thinking about what it really means.
for sure.
But we need to ask ourselves, what's the trade-off?
Yeah, what am I really getting in return for this?
We can't just blindly trust these companies. We need to do our research.
Yeah, look closely at their claims, you know?
Read those privacy policies.
Yes, even though they're so boring.
Even when they're written in that legal jargon that makes your eyes glaze over.
Exactly. But it's important.
It is. So we've talked about the downsides of using Honey, but are there any alternatives out there?
That's a good question, and CoffeeZilla does mention a few other options in his video, but he doesn't endorse any specific ones.
Right. Like we said earlier, a healthy dose of skepticism is always a good idea.
Always.
We need to do our research and be smart consumers, no matter what service we're using.
Absolutely. And, that research could involve reading reviews, comparing features, and most importantly, looking at those privacy policies to really understand how our data is going to be used.
So it's not about giving up on coupon extensions entirely.
No, not at all.
It's about being informed and making smart choices.
It's about being an empowered digital citizen,
I like that.
understanding how things work online, and making choices with awareness.
Well, this whole deep dive has been a real eye-opener for me.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to be more careful about the apps and extensions I use.
me too.
What's the final takeaway you want to leave our listeners with?
I think this whole Honey situation shows just how much we need more transparency and accountability from companies in the online world.
I agree.
We need to demand more from them.
Yeah.
We need clearer privacy policies, honest advertising, and ethical data practices.
We can't just sit back and let these companies take advantage of us.
Exactly. We have a voice and we need to use it.
We need to demand better.
We do.
If you want to learn more about CoffeeZilla's investigation and delve even deeper into this whole honey hole, we highly recommend checking out his full video pasted text.
It's a great video. Really interesting.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was fun.
Until next time, stay informed, stay aware, and keep questioning everything.
And remember, when something seems too good to be true, it probably is.